This is video 2 in our demonstration of presenting data in tables and charts research tip. In our previous video, we covered how to write up and present data in text, and we started creating a table for APA formatting within the manuscript. We're going to pick up where we left off. So in the last video, we had finished up adding the means and standard deviations of our three measures into Excel, add the internal reliability, and the correlational matrix. Now before I copy and paste this into the manuscript, I'm going to make a couple of quick changes. I'm going to highlight the information. I'm going to change it from Calibri to Times New Roman, 12-point font. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to simply take in the information we filled out, and I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back to the Word document now. I'm going to go to a separate page. I'm going to skip a line, and I'm going to paste. Now that we've copied this information into Word, I'm going to go ahead and make some further adjustments. I'm going to put this into double-spaced. Just going to spread out the information a little bit. Okay. I'm going to get rid of alpha, and I'm actually going to go ahead and insert the symbol for this. Oh, there we go. I'm going to italicize means and standard deviations. I'm going to denote this as table 1. And I'm actually going to go ahead and provide a title to this. So put down means standard deviations, internal liabilities, and correlational matrix of the measures of convergent validity. This is kind of fairly long, so I'm going to go ahead and try to shorten it up a little bit. Oops. Now if you had a much larger correlational table, what we can do is hit the backspace, go to Insert, Page Break, and then if you click on Page Layout, Page Setup, switch it to Landscape, and apply to this point forward. But for now, since it will all fit on this, I'm going to go ahead and hit back. And now we're going to add in whether or not these correlations were statistically significant. So I'm going to add in notes. I'm going to italicize this. I'm going to go back to my correlational matrix in SPSS. I'm going to write down n equals 100 for the total sample size. On the next line, I'm going to have the first asterisk be p is less than 0.050. P is less than 0.010. And finally, 3 asterisks is going to be p is less than 0.001. Okay. Now looking at a correlational matrix, all of these are less than p is less than 0.001. So I'm going to go ahead and add 3 asterisks next to each of these correlation coefficients. One final thing I would want to do before I finish this table is to remove the 0 before the decimal points. And I'm also going to change these periods to a hyphen. Good. Now, it's important to keep in mind that some journals will ask you to embed the table within the manuscript, while other journals will ask for this after the reference section. So please be sure to refer to the specific journal requirements. Also, when you use a table, be sure not to repeat the information that's presented in the table also in text. That creates redundancy. Instead, highlight the important information in the context of the narrative. For more information on APA formatting for tables, please consult Chapter 5 of the APA Publication Manual. The next data I want to present is a visualization of the mean scores of existential anxiety by gender across the 3 different time points. So finally, I'm going to want to report my results of my mixed analysis of variance. It's mixed analysis of variance since I'm combining repeated measures of existential anxiety across 3 time points, but also looking at the between subjects variable of gender. I'm going to want to report the specific findings of this analysis in text, but it could also be helpful to provide a visualization of group means over time for the reader. Let's go ahead and go to the SPSS output and scroll down to get the means across all 3 time points by gender. There we go. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a new tab in Excel. And vertically, I'm going to type in the gender. So we're going to have male and female. And then I'm going to put in the 3 different time points horizontally. So we'll have baseline, 1 month, and 2 months. Good. Next, I'm going to transpose the means for each of these different points. So for males, at time 1, or baseline, there was a score of 14.79. At month 1, which is time 2, males had a mean score of 18.71. And at the 3-month mark, or 2 months, at time 3, that was 17.39. Good. So female participants had a baseline score of existential anxiety of 14.07. At time 2, or the 1-month mark, existential anxiety for females was 17.07. And then time 3, or at the 2-month mark, it was 20.07. Now that we've entered this information in, we can highlight it, select on Insert. So I'm going to go ahead and maximize Excel. And then I'm going to choose Line Graph 2-dimensional. Now we're going to double click on the chart and make some changes to the format of the plot area. Now specifically what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the series options. So I'm going to change the legend. I'm going to move that to the right. For the titles, we're going to add in a primary horizontal. So it's going to be, let's see, time in months. So I'm going to go ahead and center it. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add a vertical title as well. And type in existential anxiety mean scores. Good. I'm going to go ahead and remove title. And since most journals, if you wanted to publish a figure in color, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. So I'm actually going to go ahead and change the color as well. So make this a solid line. For males, I'm going to change them to black as well. I'm going to make this a dash instead. Okay, there we go. Next what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the horizontal lines, and I'm also going to modify this as well a little bit. Okay, good. Now next I'm going to copy this, I'm going to open up Word. Now, on a new page, I'm actually going to go ahead and paste this. Now that we've copied our figure from Excel to Microsoft Word, I'm going to go ahead and maximize Word and then continue some formatting changes. First, I'm going to change the outline for the horizontal axis. I'm also going to change the font of baseline, 1 month, and 2 months. I'm going to change the font color from a gray to more of a black color. I'm going to change the horizontal axis title. I'm going to go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to change the vertical title. Oops. I'm going to go ahead and change the outline to no outline there. I'm going to format the vertical axis. Okay, good. And finally take care of the legend. Next, what I'm going to do is add in and denote this as figure 1, and then add in a title. Mean scores of existential anxieties by gender over 3 months. I'm going to italicize that, and then below the figure add a couple of dashes and select Enter and create that line. Now I can add in a figure description here. Next I'm going to italicize figure 1 and then briefly describe what's going on in the figure. Scores of self-reported anxieties for males and females across 3 months. Good. Now we've created a figure. Let's go ahead and do some final modifications. So remove the extra spaces after paragraph. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for the table. This will conclude video 2 of our heuristic example. For more information on presenting data in tables and charts, please see our research tip posted on the IRA webpage in the resource section. Thank you for watching.